Okay, it's Cinco de Mayo. The market just crashed like 4% today. The S&P's down almost 4. The total stock market's down almost 4. So I just did a video the other day about how to retire early in 6 steps. And step number 6 was investing your money into the stock market. And I actually had a friend of mine reach out to me who's also a real estate investor. And he was like, Jeff, man, you got to tell me, what do I need to do? How do I invest in the stock market? I know a lot of people who invest in real estate don't know how to go into that side. And for those of you who might just be new and wanting to get into the market, I'm going to have some tips for you today on how to enter the stock market, an easy way to get in. You don't need a financial planner, which, by the way, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a retirement planner. I don't have any letters after my name. So this is just my opinion of what I'm doing with my money. You can listen to me and then you should go and do your own research. But I've done my research and I'm going to tell you what I decided to do with my money. Also, like, my family doesn't listen to my advice. My father has a financial planner. My brother's getting ready to move his money. He's got a financial planner. I told them both, you can do this on your own. And they were just like, whatever, I'm going to pay somebody to do this for me. So this is my free advice on what I'm doing with my money. Take it or leave it. But do your own research. And I'm going to tell you where I'm putting my money. And when the stock market goes down like this, like 4 or 5% in a day, the experts are still saying it's not the bottom, it's not the bottom. Whatever, I'm buying. I bought today. I'm going to keep buying. I've been buying every week for the past 6 months. So I'm going to get into it. We're going to show you what the stock market's done. I'm going to show you what the S&P's done today in the last 6 months. And I'm going to show you where I'm putting my money. Let's get into it right now. Okay, like I said, I've done my research and you need to do your research too. But when I started doing my research about where I wanted to put my money, when I was decided to put it into the market, I decided I wanted a simple plan. So I started researching like simple way to invest in the stock market. And then I came across like the 3 fund portfolio, which is where people buy like the total stock market and the S&P 500 and maybe like some international stocks, and then they put 25% of it into bonds. That's 4, I know. I'm not sure exactly how the three one works. Maybe it's total stock market, emerging markets outside of the US, and bonds. I think that's the 3 fund portfolio. Don't let the gray in my beard fool you. I'm still a young man, so I didn't want to go heavy into bonds. I didn't want 25% of my portfolio into bonds, which I actually just spent $20,000 on bonds last week. If you didn't watch my iBond video, I'll link to it up here, but you kind of missed the boat on the best way to get into iBonds. But it's still probably a good time to get into iBonds, but you might want to wait till October. But anyway, go watch this video if you're interested in buying bonds. I think I'm going to crush it with the bonds, at least for the first 12 or 24 months. I digress. So back to the 3 fund portfolio. I didn't want to be heavily into bonds in my main portfolio. So I started just kind of, I'm not a baker. I don't follow recipes. I don't do what people tell me to do. I'm like a barbecue guy. I like to look at a recipe and then make it my own and do whatever I want because I do my own thing. So I came up with a 4 fund portfolio. It's pretty simple. It mirrors like what the 3 fund portfolio does, except for bonds. And I took out the bonds and I added in 2 different ETFs. All my stuff's in ETFs basically. So before I tell you exactly what those are, let's look at a little bit about what the stock market has actually been doing today and for the last 6 months. Okay, so let's look at the charts from today. I've got them here on my laptop. I'm going to use the magic of editing to pop them in here so you guys can look at them with me. So the Dow Jones Industrial, or the stock market today, was down 3.27%, down 1,114 points. I think I screenshotted this right before the close, so maybe it ended up a little bit different. I'm not sure. But so down 3.27%. One of my ETFs that I have is VTI. It's a total stock market index. So I own the whole stock market. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it in a minute. But so that stock I own, or ETF, is down 3.27% today. Okay, now let's look and see what it's done over the past 6 months, because guess what? Guess when I started investing in the stock market? In November of last year. So I've been in it just about 6 months. So over the past 6 months, guess what? The total stock market is down 9.57%, which means your old boy Jeff here is down 10% on my my one that I own, my stock that I own, that's the total stock market. I'm losing money. I don't care because I'm still buying. So stay with me here. We're not doing so good on the old stock investing. This is why I like real estate, but I don't want to buy any more houses. So this is what I'm left with. I got to put my money somewhere, right? Okay. The other thing that you're going to hear people talk about, you're going to hear them talk about the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's the stock market basically. And then the other one is the S&P 500. So let's take a look and see what the S&P 500 did today. The S&P 500 today down 14 points or 3.68%. So almost 4%. Also the S&P 500 is down. This is kind of the tech heavy. They took 500 of the top companies and they put them into this fund basically. And if you want to invest in Vanguard funds, this is called VOO. I also own this one. So today it's down 3.68%. I also bought a little bit more of this today. I'm also going to show you an actual screenshot of my Vanguard account so you can see exactly what I own and how much of it that I own so that you can see I put my money where my mouth is. Like I say, I don't ever tell you guys to do anything that I haven't already done. So this is what I'm doing. This is not advice for you. You can just look at what I've done, do your own research, but I'm going to show you exactly what I have. So let's look and see what the S&P 500 did over the past 6 months, because that's when your old boy Jeff here started investing in it. Down 11.91%. So I'm down almost 12% in the S&P 500 that I've been investing in, which, my friends, is why it's a good time to buy it now. The experts on TV today were just saying they don't think this is the bottom of the market yet because the Fed still has to raise more interest rates and there's a lot to do to get the economy fixed. But I've been putting $5,000 every week into my stock investments, and I've slowed down a little bit, but I'm going to keep buying every week. I buy on Thursdays. I bought a little bit today. It's Wednesday, Cinco de Mayo, just because it was down so much. I think when you see a 4 or 5% decrease in one day, you got to get in there and buy a little bit. So I'm down 12% on this one. I'm not freaking out because I don't need to live off of this money yet. I'm still in my accumulation phase. So the longer it stays low, the better for me. I live off my rental income and I invest all of my income from work. So every time I sell a house and I get a commission, boom, it goes into the stock market. So I've got 20 grand that I just got a commission. I got to put it in here. So I'm down 12%. So this will, I'll dollar cost average down and I'll buy some more and everything's going to be fine. Okay. So what do I own exactly? Here, I'm going to show you my portfolio. I have VIG, which is a dividend ETF. They take, I don't know how many are in there, 100 of the best dividend companies. They put them into one bundle and then you buy that bundle. And then I have VOO, which we just talked about, which is the equivalent of the S&P 500. And I have VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Index. So it has every single stock in the stock market. And then I have VXUS, which is, it's the international part of my portfolio. So none of these stocks are US companies. These are I think they're emerging market companies outside of the US. Somebody's going to correct me because I'm going to say it wrong. I did my research like 6 months ago, so I forget exactly if this is emerging markets, small cap or large cap, but it's companies outside of the US. That way, if the US stock market crashes, then I've got these guys here to offset a little bit. Instead of putting the bonds in, I put the outside of the US stocks in there. So here's what I have as of today. I have $26,000 in my dividend account. I have $19,000 in my S&P 500 account. I have $19,500 in my total stock market index fund. And then I have $8,000 in my international stocks. I also have about $20,000 that I put into account in Webull that I used I thought I was going to be a day trader when the coronavirus first hit and I wasn't really working. So I started trading stocks, not knowing anything. I was basically like meme stock trading, which is just so stupid. But I started at the very bottom and everything was going up and I thought I was a genius and I was making money, and now I'm losing a bunch of money. So I'm not going to talk about my Webull account. If you guys want to hear about my Webull account and my wins and losses over there, leave me a comment down below and I'll tell you about it. I also have a link down below. If you click the link and you want to get a Webull account and you want to have some stocks, you can buy all these stocks through the Vanguard account, or you can buy them, I believe, also on the Webull account. So I got a link in the description down below. If you go there and you click on it, you'll get free stocks and I'll get free stocks and everybody gets free stocks. We have a free stock party. So if you want to get started investing, go check out that Webull link and click that down there and get signed up. That's how I started investing in the stock market. I think that this 4-fund portfolio is a great place to start. You can do your research. Some people will say,
you should get this instead of VOO, or you should get VUG instead of VIG.
I did as much research as I could before my brain exploded, and this is what I decided was the best for me. Go do your research, like look for the best dividend stocks, the best overall stocks, whatever ETFs you want to invest in. I think Vanguard is the best. I pay 0.06% for the fund, for the fee on the funds, instead of paying 1%. I pay 0.06% on most of those funds. One of them might be 0.08. But if you do this yourself, you don't have to pay 1% of your money to a financial planner. You can do this. You do need to do more research than just this video. I appreciate you watching this. And if you want to see the video I did on how you could retire early in 6 easy steps, and this is step number 6, go watch this video over here and it'll tell you all about it. How I bought real estate, how I now live off my real estate income, how I live in the Virgin Islands on a beautiful tropical island, and now I just have extra money to buy stocks with. You can do it too. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.